They are so freaking cool. They are so cool. The hottest thing on the market right now, pufferfish in Minecraft. Swimming in water. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a little bit of a side video. Not a series, not anything like that. Today, I'm taking a look at the brand new snapshot. The Snapshot 18W08B. I'm not going to review this snapshot. There are professionals that do that. If you are interested in that, go check out people like Azumavoid or Cupvan or I think Doc M77. But what I want to do is this new snapshot. Obviously, if you're a Minecraft fan, you've probably seen this already. I want to take a look at what we can do with it. And of course, the biggest thing that comes into mind is build a freaking aquarium, boy. Build an aquarium. Something that we, the people who have played Minecraft for a long time, have wanted to do for a very long time. The big thing with this snapshot is, of course, the fish. The fish that are now swimming. Currently, we have the pufferfish, the salmon, and the cod swimming around in the oceans. They generate in the overworld. I'm in a flat world here, but they generate in the overworld. You can capture them with a bucket. Make sure that the bucket has water inside it and right click the fish, and that's how you capture it. But what can we do with this? And so I've been testing out a few things here just to understand how water reacts to glass and all of that stuff, because previously we've had an issue in Minecraft. Let me see if I can replicate that here. Previously there's always been an issue in Minecraft when you build something next to glass or water next to glass. It's never really working out great. But now I think they've changed the transparency of water next to glass, which is great. The first thing I did find out when I was doing this was that kelp, these things here, actually affects the visibility of water next to glass. So if I were to go and plonk some sand down at the bottom of this little thing here, like so, you see the visibility is unchanged. The visibility is kind of dim, a little bit weird. Of course, I'm using my own water texture still, by the way, because they still haven't fixed the old water texture. I really hope they change that. Now, if I place down kelp here, look what happens. It kind of completely clears the vision, and you can see it here. These two blocks are default, but when the kelp grows, it clears the vision. And I think it's only on the very first block. Let's actually do an investigation. Let's see if that's true. Kelp there, and yeah, still dim. So it seems that the kelp, if you want to build an aquarium, you probably want quite a bit of kelp in the front, because the vision that it gives is just fantastic, right? Let's break that. You can, by the way, you can grow kelp. I found out that you could just like try and build onto the sprite, but you can't build it on the top water layer, so it has to be on the there has to be a water layer above. But yeah, this gives me the idea of having kelp as the main sort of block in front of the aquarium, just like I did here. I wonder if that seagrass does the same. I assume that it would. Let's try it out. So now we should have blurred vision again. Let me just fill in that and that. Now we should have blurred vision again. And if I grow seaweed at the bottom there, yeah, that seems to also do the same trick. Plonk him down, name him. It's possible you can name the fish. That is so cool. Oh, I like that. They are adorable, by the way. This is gonna do so much for this game. I really like it. Can I get rid of that? Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna spend some time trying to make an aquarium look good. We'll see what we come up with. I am freaking excited about this update, by the way. I'm freaking excited. For the floor of our aquarium, I'm going to be using mostly sand, because sand can grow the kelp. I don't think you can grow, you can't grow any of it if there's no water. I don't think you can grow it on sandstone. Pretty sure you can't. But I'm going to mix the floor up a little bit. Both height variations, I think, is going to be important for us. And also use some slabs and stairs, because my hope is that with the new water mechanics, you can actually successfully use some slabs and stuff underwater, and it's going to look decent. Keep in mind, another thing with this snapshot is that I do not have the corals yet. I don't know if that will be added. That's something that I've heard will be added. So I may want to add some custom corals. I'm also going to mix in some stone here and there, just to get a little bit of variation from the sandy depth of this. My aquarium is going to be 17 wide, I think I've determined, which is this big. And it's going to be 7 deep. Alright, I changed my plan slightly on the walls. I was going to go with just a sandy box, but that looked very weird. So I'm using the prismarine, and I'm not sure. This has been a little bit of a think process of what to use, but we're going to go with that for now. I think it's going to look pretty cool behind the water. We'll use a frame of maybe this dark prismarine. It's actually a very cool block next to sand and to water. And that may be our frame. The height of this, by the way, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to fill it with water all the way up. I added some coral looking things in the background. This is something that probably will be added to the game in a much better way. Or hopefully. But we will see. And then, like I said earlier, we're going to go with a cyan glass front. Alright, so now we get a very good idea about the lighting and about the vision. Let's try some more of that vision stuff now that we see how this works. So, first of all, let's plant down a kelp right here. I think it gave vision to the sides as well. And let's just grow it all the way up to where the glass ends. Okay, that's going to give vision where that kelp is placed. So that's going to look a little bit weird. Can we get away with not having any kelp or seaweed on the first layer here? And instead, try and light this up with water, with light. The idea being that it's going to be easier for me to design this if we don't have the challenge of trying to make every single row here very visible. But we won't get away from the whole fogginess that we saw. So this is going to be a little bit tricky. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a little bit tricky. I think the first thing I want to do here, though, is put a roof on this. And then we can start playing around a little bit with lighting. All right. This is how dark it is with just the daylight from the windows here. So it's very, very dark. Now, the first thing I want to try out is... It's very cool in the snapshot, by the way, how the lighting... If you're underwater, your lighting gets better, your vision gets better as you travel. The very first lighting thing I want to try out is, because we're not really interested in how it looks underwater. We're interested in how it looks outside water. A sea lantern under a slab. How will that look? All right, it does give a little bit of a cool lighting effect, but it's definitely not going to be enough to do anything here. So I'm going to try and hide lightings behind here. Maybe a sea lantern there. We'll put another one there. And hopefully you don't really see these. Not that they are terrible by any means. But if we can get what I call passive lighting or background lighting, I think that's going to benefit us. Oh, okay. So now look at that. That looks really cool in the background. How the light is like, yeah, doing that effect. It's still not light enough for us to actually see anything in this aquarium though. Oh, I have to stop that from being lit as well. It's still not light enough, so maybe we do need some active lamps in the aquarium. We could go ahead and place down some lamps on the inner wall here. That's not going to be very visible. Try and place them in order. And we'll see how that looks. It doesn't really do much, to be honest. It doesn't really do much. The blurriness is still obstructing the light. So the next thing then, what if we do have kelp and seaweed and stuff on the front here? Immediately we get that vision behind the water, but we also get another issue, and that is the water kind of looking very squarey and weird like that. So this is going to be a very tough choice between having squares like this and having a full vision into the fish. Just to get a feeling of how this looks during nighttime or when there's no external light. Let's set this to 16,000. But it's pitch black. It looks really cool. Really cool. This very, very much excites me. This aquarium build. And I think the corals actually work pretty well back there. It gives that little extra color. But yeah, I think there is no good way to solve the water transparency issue. Just to be sure this is not caused by my texture pack, I'm going to unload my watercolor. And we get the same result with that stupid vanilla colored water. Even worse though, even worse. Now we get this very unnatural, weird blue color in the aquarium. I think for me personally, and I think this is an individual thing that you have to figure out what you like best. For me personally, I would prefer having the kelp and the seaweed right at the front here as much as possible, rather than having it foggy and boring. I think the depth of the eyes perceive you a little bit when you look at this. You can't really tell that they're all on one line unless you look from the very side. And with that, I think that it's a good compromise. I hope that when this version gets released, I hope that they don't compromise on this and that they actually make it, that they pay some attention to this. Oh, that's very cool. You can place these on anything. Yeah, you can place them on stone. I did not know that. See? We learn. We learn. All right, let's take a look at this. Yeah, I'm getting pretty happy with the placement of seaweed. We get a very, very nice depth of this aquarium. I think I want a light source in the very center there, though. Right over here somewhere. I think will benefit us a little bit. So maybe we'll just go and place a light source right here. You know what? That is actually looking super gorgeous behind the seaweed. We can do that more. The sea lanterns work so well because they have the green tint in them that they actually work next to seaweed here. It's kind of like leaves does for glowstone in the overworld. So I'm gonna go ahead and abuse that a little bit more, like that. Now, is this implemented yet? Where we would get bubble columns if we put magma blocks down. It doesn't look like it. I got the idea of placing lava below the magma block in order for it to get that effect, but it doesn't seem to do. I know for a fact that the bubbles are in fact in the game at the moment, but maybe just naturally generated. I do not know how to recreate them. Maybe you guys can help me down below in the comment section. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with my aquarium. I'm going to do the finishing touches. I'm going to place down some fish and get some life in here, because this, ladies and gentlemen, this is what it's all about. As far as how many fish we're going to place down, I actually don't have a great answer to that. I placed down quite a few, I think 18 fishes in there. And I'm kind of, you know, this is a thing where you have to decide for yourself how many fishes you want. But I think it's cool to have a little bit of differentiation, or a little bit of a, like, oh, look there, you can spot them. I don't want it to be too crowded. But you can see them swimming around. That's so cool. They swim in groups as well. Salmons and cods, they group up, as you can see. The pufferfish seem to be the loner. I put 3 of those down. You can see one over there. That's my favorite fish. I think that's most people's favorite fish at the moment because of the way it works. But yeah, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's a little bit sad with the whole, with this here. That's a little bit sad. I'm not going to lie. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, it looks a little bit too static. A little bit too static for me. I think I prefer it the other way around. But that's, of course, a question of visibility, of taste. All in all, this is my first aquarium in 1.13, the first snapshots where the fish are actually spawning and swimming around in the world. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this. I'm sure you dudes will as well when this version is released. Let me know down below which feature of this snapshot so far is your favorite. It could be interesting to know. And hopefully we get this version out soon and we get some more fish and some corals and all that cool stuff that we want in Minecraft. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fan-freaking-tastic evening, and I will see you dudes in the next episode.